Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel, that is Harshal's Cloud. And in today's video we are going to learn about AWS code commit. So in the last video we talked about code commit. So many topics has been covered in the last video, but I forget to tell you the second method, that is SSH method, to access the repository in code commit. So now we are going to start from SSH protocol. Okay, I'm telling you that how can we access the files in the repository in code commit by using SSH protocol. So let's get started. So first of all, I have to go to IAM users. Okay, there I have already created Herschel Cloud user, right? So okay, so here is Herschel Cloud user. I clicked on it and I click on security credential. So if I click here security credential, so in the last video I show you that how can we generate the credential for HTTPS, that is username and the password. We fetch it from here, we generate it. Okay, and this is active now, it is showing active now, right? So we can have the access to the repository, to the files. Okay, so this is using HTTPS. Okay, so now here also we can see SSH keys for AWS code commit. So we can use SSH key also here. Okay, simply what we have to do, we have to upload the SSH public key here. Okay, just click here and we have to upload the public key here and upload it. So that's the process. So I'm telling you that how can we generate the public key, SSH public key. Okay, so for that we need to go to our terminal. Okay, so here cd. Okay, so since this is the Ubuntu Linux distribution I'm using. Okay, so I'm telling you the SSH key generation for Ubuntu machine. Okay, for Linux machine. So if you are using Windows, in that case what you can do, you can simply simply go here. Okay, go here and there is a documentation, right? A documentation for access analyzer. Okay, I am user. Okay, so right now I unable to find out that where is the documentation. Okay, now I got it. Okay, here is. Okay, so SSH key AWS code commit. So here you can see learn more, just click on that, right? So this documentation will tell you. Okay, no. Okay, so this documentation will tell you, refer this documentation. This documentation will tell you that how can we create the SSH public key, how can we generate. Okay, for Linux, Mac OS or Unix, there is a one process and the another process for Windows, right? So if you are Window user, then just refer this link, right? Just click on that. Okay, it will take you to the page where they have mentioned that how can we, there are mentioned some steps. Okay, just go through the steps and create the SSH public key. But right now I'm using Linux distribution, so I click on Linux, that link. Okay, and here the steps I will follow and create the SSH public key. Now how I'm doing this, so you can check it out. Okay, so first what we have to do, there is some initial configuration for code commit. Okay, so we have recently, what we have done, we have created the repository in code commit. Okay, and then what we have to do, we have to install the git. Okay, in my machine I have already installed git, right? So in your personal computer, in your system, if there is no git installed, then get installed git. Okay, after that configure credential with Linux and Mac OS Unix, whatever you have, then connect to the code commit console and clone the repository, and next step. Okay, so the same steps we need to follow. Okay, and in details, if we go down, they have tell you everything, they told you everything in detail. Okay, so just read this document. This document is very useful, and you will able to create you will able to configure and create the SSH public key. So here what I'm, okay, so I have already installed git in my system, so I'll follow from step 3. So configure credential on Linux, Mac OS or Unix, so SSH Linux. Okay, so what I do, I need to create the SSH keygen. Okay, so where do I create SSH keygen? I'm telling you. So first of all, you need to change directory, that is, then go to home, right? That is home, and .ssh. This is, you have to be into that directory, that is .ssh. Okay, it is invisible directory. You need to because there is a dot before SSH. So now what to do? Now SSH keygen. Okay, so here we need to generate a key. So SSH keygen, right? So here enter the file name. You, if you want, you can give the file name. Okay, otherwise just enter. Okay, and the SSH public key has been generated. So if you do ls, then you will you can see here the pub key. Okay, so public key has been generated. So now what you have to do now, cat and copy paste. Okay, so this is your key. Okay, so now just copy this key and you can paste here. Okay, so upload the public key. So here you can upload the public key, paste over here, then upload it. Okay, so now the SSH key has been active. Now it is showing active status. So we have successfully uploaded the public key. Now what next? Okay, so just refer, we are going to refer this documentation. So okay, okay, here then, okay, we follow the steps right here till now. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Now okay, now what we have to do, we have to create a user, that is config user, right? So just I have to create a user, right? That is config use, and then chmod 600, right? Config. Okay, so we have given the permission to configuration config file. Then next what we have to do, we have to just copy that. Okay, this we have to copy, and what I do, I just go down, okay, and I paste over here. So I need to mention my host, then user, and the code, right? The key, private key. So one by one I have to change those things with my credential. So the very first is that I have to let me go to code commit. So just go to code commit. Okay, and here into the repository, here we can clone URL and clone SSH, right? So that git to amazon.com, right? This one is your host. So copy that, and here, right, just replace with our host. Okay, then user. Now to check user, you have to go to IAM again, and here you can see here SSH key ID. Okay, that is the user. So copy that, okay, and replace with our user, right? Then there is a private key. Okay, we have to put private key here. So right now what we have to do, where we get the private key, we get the private key here only. So if we put ls, okay, so this is the private key and this is the public key. So but now we need private key, so copy that, and here, right, so paste it over here. So this is the information we have to put it. Where we have to put it? We have to put it in config, right? So here insert mode, and I paste. Okay, so perfect. Now SSH, right? Now do SSH, then copy. Okay, so we are taking SSH of that that host. So just take the SSH. So once we take the SSH, okay, oh, I have to do yes, I have to mention yes. Okay, so permanently added code commit. So everything is fine, you have successfully authenticated over SSH, right? So now if we do ls, okay, so can we see here the repository? No, we cannot. Okay, we have not seen any repository over here, despite we have successfully we successfully doing SSH here. So in that case, what we have to do, there is a one more step we have to perform, that is go to a code trigger, right, code commit. So here there is a clone, SSH clone, right? So here copy, then git clone, right, this is the command, and then paste. Okay, so now there is a cloning permanently added to RSA host IP list. So let's wait for some time. So counting 15 object done, and so we have logged in. So now we can see that test code, and if we do ls for test code, so all the files you can see over here, and you can change, you can commit, so whatever you want to do. The same thing in the last video we have done, we can do the same thing with the SSH protocol as well. Okay, so this is the video for SSH. So guys, I hope that you understand what I'm trying to say, that the second method, okay, it is a very lengthy process, but yeah, I mean, I'm telling you that HTTPS process is definitely the first, definitely the best process. Okay, it doesn't take that much time, so that is why I recommend you to use HTTPS protocol to access the repository files. So yeah, that's it. So okay, so now we have done the SSH process. So now I'm telling you that how can we trigger two Lambda function, right? Through Lambda function, and the logs will be generated in the CloudWatch logs. Okay, so whatever the changes we do in the code commit, these changes triggers to Lambda, AWS Lambda, and the AWS Lambda runs the code, right? It will run the code, and the logs will be generated in AWS CloudWatch event, right? AWS CloudWatch logs. So how it works? So just get started. Let's get started here. I'm telling you. So first of all, we need to go to Lambda, right? Okay. So first of all, I would like to tell you that we have seen here trigger option, right? So we can use trigger option for. So okay, I delete this trigger, right? So I delete this trigger. Okay, so if I create trigger, okay, I can create trigger for Lambda and SNS, right? So the last time I told you that how can we create trigger for Amazon SNS, but this time we are going to make trigger for AWS Lambda. So for that case, Lambda, okay, we need to go to Lambda, right? Here go to function, and we need to create function, author from scratch. Okay, we need to create function from scratch. So the function name is my function name, whatever. Okay, my function name, then runtime I take it as Python. Okay, then permission. Okay, so execution role, it will be the new role will be automatically created. Okay, here the execution role. If you have the existing role, then you can click here and choose the role, right? If go there and you can choose the role, right? But I want to create the new role for with basic Lambda function. The basic Lambda function is that it will, what Lambda will create an execution role named my function, this. Okay, this role will be created with permission to upload logs to Amazon CloudWatch logs. Okay, it will directly upload logs, generate logs on Amazon CloudWatch log, so that it will be done. Okay, this is the basic permission. Okay, and this role will be created. So now create the function. Function will be created. Okay, till I'm telling you. So I show you here the create trigger for SNS topic. No, we want to create trigger for Lambda function, right? Okay, so just click over here, and here in the documentation you can understand a lot of steps. Okay, so how to create the Lambda function. Here they mention all the steps. Okay, so this is what we have to do, right? Okay, so we are in our function. Okay, so here trigger, right? So code commit, click on code commit, and here we get the repository, right? And trigger my notification. You can give any name as you want. Okay, so all repository events, whatever the events triggered, they take all repository events. Then branch name. Okay, I take all branch, right? Then I want to add this. Okay, so what happened here, whatever the event whatever the changes we do here, whatever the event triggered here, okay, it will invoke the lambda function, right? The lambda function will run the code, and the logs will be generated uh, to Amazon CloudWatch logs, right? So this is the by default function, by default role has been created, right? The role is that the basic role is that the Lambda will uh, generate the logs in CloudWatch log. That is the basic thing, right? That is the role. So now what we have to do, we have to some change the code, okay. This is the basic role, right? Hello from Lambda, this is the basic role, okay. So now we have to change the role. So in that case, just refer this, and here you will get the role. If you have selected node.js runtime, then for that this role will be useful. But if you selected Python, then in that case the Python code you can get here, okay. So just I copied that and I pasted here, right? So that is okay. Then I deploy these codes, right? So this code will not be successful, because if I test this code will not run, okay. It will not be successful because see, there is OIO, the ARN related issue will be countered. Let me check, okay. So first of all, I need to test this role, test this, okay. So here we have to test, so my event trigger, okay, then private, that's fine, okay. Then here is code commit repository, okay, right? So you can see the this is my repo, right? This is not my ARN, okay. My ARN would be like this. I'm showing you, okay. If I go to setting, then you can see this is the ARN, right? Test code repo. But here what happened, the repo would be this, okay. So even if I change this, I don't think it will work, but still I want to make a change. Okay, that's perfect. So event trigger name, I mean there is so many values I need to change. So okay, that's fine. We just need to check whether the logs will be generated in CloudWatch events or not, okay. So now I save this code, right? This code has been saved, and I test, right? So error message will be shown, okay. The same error message should be, the logs should be generated in CloudWatch events, CloudWatch logs, right? So CloudWatch, go to CloudWatch and open it. So here you can see the log group, okay. You just click on log group, and here you can see that my function name, right? So this is the Lambda. So I click here, and the logs will be generated. Okay, so guys, so we can see that there are so many logs has been generated on log events. Okay, so go to logs and there you can see the log groups, and there you can find so many logs. Okay, so the same thing we can do here. Okay, so we can see the logs here. Okay, so now what we do, we go to the lambda, okay, lambda function, and here okay, and here go to the test, right, and create new event, my event name, whatever the suitable name you have found, you can write over here in the event name. Then private, okay, and here there is in JSON. So here you can test, we can save and test. Okay, so we can test here and see the execution result is failed. Okay, because so many credential I have to be changed in the code. Okay, but I haven't, so that's why logs has been generated, that is the failed logs. Okay, the execution result will be failed and the same logs will be generated at CloudWatch, right? So I refresh it and the new logs will be generated. Okay, so the time is 15:22. Let's check. Okay, so go to log groups and here my function name. Okay, so this is the latest, right? So 15:21, this is the latest one. So here in 15:21, right, this is 15:22. So at 15:21 I have tested the code and it throw the errors, right? So this is an error occurred. Okay, so the complete error you can see here. Okay, so every time whenever the changes in code commit triggers the lambda function, it will generate the logs in log groups, that is CloudWatch log groups, right? So this is the automation, right? So I have done the automation here. Okay, but it is the failed automation, right? Because nothing the code is not run successfully, so that's why it shows the error. Okay, so complete logs we can see here with the error. So now I'm going to tell you about different code. Okay, we will write different code. So for now I just go to log groups and I deleted the logs. So go to here action and delete log. I delete the log groups, right? Then I go to function. I'm going to delete the function. So go to function and click here in actions. You can delete the function here from here. Okay, then okay, that's fine. So test code. Okay, so now what we do, we need to create function again. Okay, but this time not from scratch, this time from, let me show you, this time from a blueprint. Okay, we can use a blueprint. Okay, we don't need to write the code from scratch and all the stuffs. Okay, so we can take a simple code here by using a blueprint. Just click on blueprint, then here what blueprint you want. Okay, so hello world is the basic blueprint. I want to run this code, so I configure this hello world. Okay, so here hello world function. Okay, So I give the name hello world function, then create new role with basic lambda. That's fine. Okay, I just wanted to uh, generate the log in CloudWatch. That's fine. So if I create a new role with basic lambda permission, that's perfectly okay. Right. So now if we go down, there is a code, right? Node.js. So event one, key one, okay, key two, key three. That's fine. Okay. I just wanted to run this code. So create function. The function has been created. So when the function is created, okay, now what happened? I go down, okay, and here see, return event dot key one, right? So it will show the key one. So now, okay, the key one, whatever the value of key one, it will display that name. Okay, so I go to the test, okay, create a new event, hello world event, right? Then private, that is hello world, that's fine. Okay, so here if I write Herschel, okay, no, I write Amazon, okay, then in key 2 I write Google, in key 3 that is IBM, okay, right? So according to code, the first line, the key one, the value of key one will be displayed. So here okay, that is save option here. Okay, so I save it and I test. Once I test, okay, execution result will be succeeded and the logs will be generated in CloudWatch. So here see, okay, the Amazon, right, the key one value has been here we display. So what I do, if I go to the code, right, and go to Node.js, and here if I write down key 2, okay, I change. So now deploy it, okay, go to test, and then again I have to test it. So if I test, what happened? Okay, this is succeeded, right? And this time key 2 value will be displayed. So the code has run successfully, and what happened, the logs will be generated in CloudWatch. So go to CloudWatch, log groups have been deleted. Okay, so this is the log group, just click on that and the latest, okay, so latest invocation will be this. Okay, so value will be Amazon 1, okay, Google value 3 will be this. Okay, so right, so this is how it works, right? So this is the invocation we do, right? We have done this invocation by triggering directly on Lambda. But now what I do, I want to make automation. It will trigger, it keep on triggering every 1 minute. Okay, I don't need to go there and trigger, right? So what I do, I can set the schedule. So I can go to here in events. Okay, if we go down here in events, so we can set the route. Okay, back to Amazon event. So here already there is one rule, that is AWS code star notification rule. This rule is used to route code build code commit, so that is by default. Okay, so just go to click on create rule. If we click on create rule, here you will get two options. Okay, that is schedule and event pattern. Okay, so first I'm telling you about schedule. So what we do, I can simply put here one. So I'll schedule the trigger for 1 minute. Okay, every 1 minute it will trigger the Lambda function, and Lambda function will create logs in CloudWatch logs. So the same thing, right? We can also use the cron expression, cron tab, right? So whatever the schedule time we want to put, we can do by using cron tab, cron expression. So here you can see the targets, right? So just click add target, and here you can use the target. So this is lambda function, right? So hello world, right? Then configure detail. So this is, I have to put some name, so hello world, right? Trigger every 1 minute. Okay, so I have created the rule. Okay, schedule rule. So you can see that clock image, okay, with the green, it means that it is active and it triggers every 1 minute, right? So just go to the log group. Where is log group? There is log group, and in the log group you can see that hello world. Okay, so this is trigger at 15:32, right? So this is 15:32. So the next trigger will be after 1 minute, that is 16:32. 15:33. Okay, then 15:34, then 35. So every 1 minute logs will be generated, because every 1 minute it will trigger Lambda function. So I just pause this video for some minutes so that I can show you the logs, right? So I'm pausing this video for now. Okay guys, so you can see that in every 1 minute interval you can see those logs, right? So this is 32:13, right? Then 15:32, then 15:33. Okay, so logs generated, then 15:34 logs generated. Okay, so after that 15:35. Okay, so logs generated. So after every 1 minute, the code that is available in the Lambda gets run. Okay, and the logs generated in the CloudWatch. It is as simple as that, right? So I hope that you understand this function and this process. So now I'm again telling you one more thing. Okay, I just wanted to tell you. So for example, if let me go to event, right? Event rule. Okay, so I go to event rule. Okay, rule hello was successful. Okay, that's fine, right? So click on this, and I just wanted to delete this, because this one will keep on triggering every minute, and the number of invocation, if the number of invocation increase with the time taken for running the code, okay, the combination of this will cause a cost, right? It will generate a cost, so that's why we need to remove this. So now what we have to do, we need to create a role. Okay, so I told you about the schedule. I hope that you understand what is the schedule. So in that, whatever the schedule we we mention here, okay, it will follow the same and the invocation will be increased. Then we can also set the event pattern. Now event pattern, what is the event pattern? For example, we have set the lambda function with the for example, let us say the changes in code commit, okay, the changes in code commit triggers lambda function, right? Lambda function runs the program, runs the code, right? Then while running the code, okay, when they run the code, there is some for example, let me tell you, this is code commit, right? So this is code commit, and this code commit will comment on commit, okay. I click on that, then any resource, specific ARN, no, any resource, that's fine, okay. And here I can set the target, for example, this is lambda function, okay. So what happened, the changes in code commit, right? Okay, if we commit the code in code commit, okay, if we commit, then what happened, it will trigger lambda function, because we have said it will trigger the cloudwatch, okay, cloudwatch event pattern, okay, and cloudwatch event pattern will then trigger the lambda function. If you don't want lambda function, then SNS topic, okay, then SQ. So whatever you want to set here as a target, okay, it will invoke to the target, okay. For example, I set SNS topic, right? SNS topic. So in that case, for example, somebody has commit changes in the code in code commit. This will trigger to CloudWatch event, right? The CloudWatch event pattern will run the code, and they invoke to SNS topic, and SNS topic will send, look, right now there is no topic, then SNS topic will send an notification to the people, right? Those people who are the subscribes to SNS topic, so the notification will be sent to them, right? So this is how it will work, right? So I hope that today's video create a value in your knowledge. So thank you so much guys for watching my video. Have a good day. Goodbye.